going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we made it through our first day in court for our new case and our final case. And it was frustrating as hell, and I did not enjoy it. I don't want to speak for you if you enjoyed it or not, but I think we both were rather frustrated.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying. Yeah, and I've said a few times already that the last chapter, being what it was so perfect as the last chapter, and then this one is kind of just like a monkey wrench thrown in it.
Yep.
And I'm not really sure why it needs to exist,
no.
But here we are.
Yeah, so let's see what is coming up for us today, and we'll see if this is going to continue to frustrate us or if we will, learn to love it a little bit. But we are here on February 23rd at 11:56 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth.
And the weapon is the knife.
Hola, partner.
Oh, jeez.
They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory.
Uh-huh. This fucking dude with this, gross-ass, unhygienic, shaving everywhere thing that he does. Yeah.
Also, there are court officers right behind you, dude. I don't care if you're a detective or not. They're not going to just let you have an open blade out like that in a courtroom. There's protocol. That's just not how this works at all. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you get on your plate? Or don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf? Oh, now he's drinking as well. You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all?
What?
I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time.
Oh, God.
Wow.
This dude's so inappropriate.
I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell.
Sometimes you gotta drink when you're trying to do your job.
Yeah. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, you and me both, brother. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hoo-wee!
I'm so frustrated. Who cares?
February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9.
I think we're swimming in bullshit.
Yeah.
What we're swimming in.
I'd like to resume. What's
Okay.
up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. Are they gonna say something about him having to, like, take a shit? What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent.
That's what doubled over means.
Can't be. This can't happen.
So he's not gonna take a shit. He's constipated.
Because it can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Who the hell is this?
What?
What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
He has the same, like, symbol in the middle of his cross
As the marshal,
like, cowboy detective guy had, holding his poncho on or whatever the fuck.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
No, it did not.
She's a scientist, Amy.
There's no way that happened.
She's a scientist. You just don't get it.
Uh-huh.
Who on earth is he? He just looks like a game show host to me. Is that weird? Oh, it's you! Is he like the chief of police?
Well, he's wearing a gigantic cross type thing.
Is there no... What's happening right now?
So I assume he's like a televangelist. That's what I'm getting. Right?
Sure. I think I'm gonna... Because he looks like a game show host, I think I'm just gonna have to give him a game show host voice.
He's got a seashell for a beard.
He does, yeah. An upside down seashell. It looks really cool. Or one of those like paper fans or whatever. Yeah. Oh! Sorry I'm late, Udgy. Udgy? Who the hell is... Oh, the judge? He calls the judge Udgy?
I don't know. He might be talking about Edgeworth.
That is equally as implausible, so good. Good idea. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days?
Jesus.
Ah, hello. No, I've been too busy. Or so busy. Busy? Busy schmizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to take time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Wright-o, the attorney! I've heard good things about you, son.
Oh, Christ.
Thanks? So sorry about our little Worthy. Wow, okay. So we're Edjo? Or no, Worthy is... Who the I'm so...
that's Edgeworth.
Yeah, good point, yeah. So Worthy is Edgeworth, we're Wright-o, and the judge is Udgy.
This is so gross and weird.
It's real dumb.
Why any of it?
So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly!
No.
What is the swimming thing?
I don't know.
He's got the seashell. That's what it is.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
It's a seashell.
That we figured out his, like, one-lane personality type. The girl standing next to us, the sister, is just into science. So that's it. That's the only type of commentary she can make.
They've been talking about swimming and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I guess they were just like easing us into this.
Oh, because she said, "What are we swimming in now?"
Right.
I got you. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? I was right.
No. He's definitely a televangelist. And he has interesting taste in glasses.
The whole world is purple.
And he likes wearing coats that match his skin.
The like jacket, tie, emblem, glasses, like None of it is good together.
Nope. It's very all over the place, for sure. His hair is cool.
Yeah. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Look at what the hell?
Why are his eyes so creepy? He's got like an extra iris.
Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
Okay.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler.
Why do they call it a muffler? I don't understand. It's just a scarf.
What?
And a muff is like a hand thing. It's not even mittens. It's just like a cylinder that you stick your hands into. And it's usually made of fur. And it has nothing to do with a scarf. I mean, they're both things you wear when you're trying to be warm, but they're not even similar.
Well, you obviously have no idea what you're talking about. And between the two of us, I'm definitely the one to ask about women's fashion, not you at all.
Okay.
That's a lie. I know nothing. Nothing at all. I actually surprisingly, for myself, I surprised myself that I did know what a muff was when you mentioned it.
Okay.
Like you said muff and I pictured the thing that like
Yeah.
hangs on your like belt area and you just like you can just put your hands in it to
Yeah.
like warm up.
I
Anyway,
don't think it hangs on your belt, but maybe.
when I wear a muff it does.
Well, I'm sure.
Anyway,
That's a very red scarf.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like, looking at it is like jarring.
so Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Ms. Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. Why are there such huge pauses? Why? What is happening?
It's for dramatic effect.
Is it though? Because it's really just annoying. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Edgeworth is objecting to the chief of police. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Oh, I thought he was gonna ask what kind of outfit the dude's wearing, because I asked that immediately, but, you know, it's coming from the dude who's wearing the fucking frilled ascot dealie, so, you know, who am I to judge, I suppose. Mr. Edgeworth! How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy! I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Oh. Damn! Have a look at this document where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair! On the day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because you got that award? I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge.
I mean, he probably also had a lot going on in terms of the fact that, you know, someone was trying to frame him essentially because his fucking because his fucking car and knife were the ones used in a murder.
Yeah. I'll expect a written apology.
No.
What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Ugh. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah! The court accepts this new evidence. Oh. Okay. No, it doesn't. Where did it come from? I get that the chief of police brought it in, but he has not in any way defined when it was taken from the scene. Who had it? Why wasn't it shown prior? When was it pulled out of the muffler? Where's this switchblade? What does it have to do with anything at all?
But
what about this document?
Worthy didn't do his job.
What is the document? The document says that it's the person in charge of the investigation is Miles Edgeworth, but is it a document that is like from the police department? Is it from the prosecutor's office? Where's this document from? Why are you just accepting all these things in evidence without any information whatsoever as to what they are? This is complete nonsense. And I could understand that, like, he's the chief of police, so as the judge, you kind of give him credence of, like, obviously he knows what he's doing, but that's irrelevant. If there's any kind of an appeals process in this courtroom, you need to have it all on the record. Because if whoever is found guilty, or if, you know, like if she's found guilty and they want to appeal this decision, they need to be able to understand each piece of evidence. What if they try to say that the scarf was faulty? The something about it was wrong. You need full information on the record in the courtroom about it, not just the court saying, the court accepts this new evidence. Like, no, you don't. You don't accept it at all. Anyway. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yep, that sounds about right. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
I want to walk out. Like, what the fuck is any of this?
You would just move it to the other side. You also have, like, bailiffs, like court officers, who would know more how to operate a weapon. Like, they would be trained in that type of thing to, like, understand weapons and etc. Instead of asking the defense attorney because you don't want to get hurt. So you're aware of the fact that the item could hurt you if used improperly. And so you're asking the defense to operate it for you instead. Not the chief of police who brought in the item. Not your court officers whose job it is to put themselves in harm's way, if necessary, of course.
Right.
To protect you. No, you're asking the defense attorney to do it for you as a, quote, favor. What the hell?
I can't take it. It's just too much.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Also, a cut on a finger does not preclude you from either banging a gavel, because, one, even if it hurt your hand too much, you have a different hand, and you can just move the piece of wood that you hit the gavel onto to the other side of your desk.
No way.
Nor would it prevent you from pointing, even though that finger might then have like a Band-Aid on it, or stitches in it, or something.
Or blood pouring out of it.
You'd still be able to point it at people. I don't understand. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Doing this for me. I'm in charge of none of this. You know you could go in the other direction. It would have taken you right to it, right? Anyway. Okay. So first, we will look at this. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL-92. What does that mean? So it's actually logged as evidence.
Wow.
Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of the DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this, somehow.
Oh. I thought you meant the knife.
Yeah. Alright. I want to know what these, like, stains are on it.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so this is the switch to open it, obviously. Let's see if we can rotate it. Okay, so there's nothing else to do but pop this switch. I just, like I said, I want to know what these stains are, but it's not really giving us that option to, like, look at them closely enough. Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, let's press the button, shall we?
Yep.
Wow! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Okay. Switchblade knife added to the court record. Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. Okay, so I was wrong. Or maybe I wasn't. Maybe they'll still say that the small tag is like an evidence tag letting us know where it was picked up, what piece of evidence it was. Because it seems like what it would indicate to me, just without hearing them talk about it, is that this case is the SL9 case, and this is piece of evidence number 2 recovered at the scene. Maybe number 1 was the muffler itself? I'm not sure, but...
To me, what it means is this was taken from an evidence locker and used as a murder weapon.
Interesting. Okay.
After it being evidence in a different case.
Okay. Well, and the fact that...
Because remember who we're talking about here. We're talking about prosecutors, cops.
Yeah.
So they might have access to... Well, they do have access to evidence from other cases that they can just steal from the fucking room in the... Evidence room. Because apparently that's what, what's his name did? The old guy.
Von Karma?
Yeah.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? All right, so first of all, I want to see something in the court record here, and I'll go about it correctly. Let's check this knife. Now, it's open now, so I should be able to rotate it. So if you look, the inside of the blade itself has the blood or rust or whatever it is on it as well. So that could indicate the fact that it could have been that it could have been broken prior to use.
Yeah.
And then used again while broken. Right. But it seems unlikely given that there's like a half an inch, like over here, right, on this side. Mm-hmm. There's like such a small amount of blood there.
Right.
Meanwhile, there's such a large amount here. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously it's because it's broken in that way, but it's kind of hard to tell.
It's like you didn't really stab somebody with it.
You just kind of poked them a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very strange. Very, very odd.
Because it's just such a small amount of blood down the blade, you know?
Yeah. About the split between the prosecutors and the police. And this knife. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one. Really.
Wow.
Department in disorder. Witness testimony. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. What? Separate from
I'm
what?
I'm so confused.
There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
What?
What is happening? Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! 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 Anyway, we at the department were all a-flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Top secret. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? No, I don't either. 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course.
It's a conspiracy.
It seems it's so odd. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. I mean, no? Anyway. Wow. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
What the hell does that mean?
Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Again, okay. We would have the answer to the question as to why this knife is being presented at all.
Right.
Because you have to present a foundation for the evidence before it's, one, accepted, but we already talked about that, but two, like, even relevant.
Right.
Like, I could just pull out my wallet and be like, I'd like to present this into evidence. Why? I don't know.
Is this just the knife from the other murder, and he's trying to present a correlation between the two murders? Because that makes sense. But then he's, like, saying that there's certain stuff he can't say.
Yeah.
And the judge is reminding us not to talk about the other case, so it's like... I don't understand what we're trying to accomplish with this.
No, it seems really dumb, but I guess we're going down this stupid rabbit hole. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. Well, you did the investigation. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's... delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that'll give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Jesus.
Ugh.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. Oh, okay, I already examined it again.
Maybe there's an extra thing now that they're asking us.
I know. It seems like there should be, huh?
But it doesn't seem like there is.
There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? Alright, so I thought this might have been something different, but it's not.
We can read the document, though.
Yeah.
Because maybe it'll say something about this.
Yeah. I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago, either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Yeah. Okay, good call, Amy. We'll go back. Yeah, we can see if, like, this case is labeled SL9.
Right, or if SL9 is a different case, which is what I
think.
think.
Oh, we found it.
What?
SL9. Flip it upside down. SL-9. 2/21. We got there.
And that piece of paper says Goodman on it.
Yes, it does, yeah. Because it was, also found at the scene. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So, how are things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Okay, so unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman... We got there. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great.
He's like a shitty spectator.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-9-2. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12/2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside... The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but turn it around and what do you get? February 21st, SL9. Ah! Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? 'Cause he's a game show host.
Exactly.
That's the voice I gave him.
We'll win some money so that we have like a consolation prize for putting ourselves through this nonsense.
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Nicely done, Amy.
Yeah, knew it.
Nicely done. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. By the way, I love the, like, subtle clapping.
Yep.
I hope people can hear that. Because it's kind of driving me a little bit insane, but... There's, like, so few things...
The golf clap.
Yeah. There's, like, so few things that make noise in this game, right? Like, there's the music in the background, but
right.
There's so few things that, like, are, like, sound effects or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this is hilarious. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Wright-o, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter.
So, like, I just can't.
I know. No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? As he then continues his testimony, a detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. So hold on. Before I do anything else, let's just double check what we have here. So we have Goodman's ID, we have the King of Prosecutors trophy, we have the knife, the parking stub, the blue badger panel, the autopsy. What does the autopsy say?
This Goodman guy was only supposed to be 36. He dressed like he was from 1927. He was wearing like a zoot suit.
Yes, he was.
So maybe 1937.
Alright. Nothing of importance there, it seems.
I guess a zoot suit's later than that, too. But still.
Okay, so now it's right side up, at least when we look at it. We heard the call already, the word muffler was overheard, the parking lot map, the crime photo, the victim's shoe, and then now the switchblade. Okay. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. Was it? Because when crimes happen...
Other one
when crimes happen, the trial is the next day. We're already on trial for a thing that occurred the same time. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Wright-o. Yeah, you're right. We're not busy right now. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp.
Ugh.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab this guy in the face with a switchblade that's broken and bloody.
Here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Wow.
Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, or when the victim died.
He said when the victim died already.
Yes, 5:15.
He said where the victim was found.
At the police station, yep.
And he said, well...
No, we need to know how the victim was killed. We definitely need to know that. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the Force call a stabbing. with a knife. Why is that interesting?
Shocking.
Knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. Thanks. Welcome to the party, Edgeworth. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. Yeah, I don't know that...
This is so repetitive and annoying.
Yeah, I also don't know that funny is the word to use for simultaneous murders. By the way, I'd also like to point out for our own edification, while we are filming this, it is exactly 5:15.
Oh my god. Do you think someone's being murdered?
Do I think someone's being murdered? Like, in the country? Yeah, probably.
I mean, like, nearby.
No, I don't think that, no.
Maybe at the police station.
Wow. Well, instead of throwing accusations around like that, I'm just going to keep playing this game, if that's okay with everybody.
I hope that's not true.
Samesies. What are the chances?
Dude, you suck.
Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
Well, you should.
How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand?
Wow.
Try to understand, Righto. Judge.
I'm just gonna go through and just punch all of these people in the face.
Judge, why are you doing this to us? Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together? Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. Oh my god. How many times do I have to check this stupid knife out? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Alright, so I guess we have to check the knife now? Because he just told us to? Because we're back to the beginning now. Okay. So, we already did that.
Dude, we did this already.
We really did. Yeah, there's nothing else to look
annoying.
at. Yeah, there's nothing else to look at with this knife. Just nothing at all. He told us to check it out. Are we able to examine this, like, dark stained part yet? No? Okay. I'm confused. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Okay. Why is this here, by the way?
I don't know, but it's annoying me. It's gotta be good for something eventually.
Obviously. Could it... No, it wouldn't be like the paint on it is like the stain on the knife or something. I think that's a little far-fetched. There is a handprint on its face for some weird reason.
Yeah, like a smear.
Can we examine it more? No, we can't. Okay. We looked at the back of this as well. It doesn't say anything. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after he parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps it just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Jesus. Okay, yeah, I remember that from previous. Alright, and there's nothing to look at with this at all. Alright. What are we doing?
I've definitely had that happen where, like, something pretty scary happened at a location that I was on my way to. And because I got red light after red light after red light,
Yeah.
it happened before I got there instead of while I was there.
Right. All right. I think we pressed him on this already. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed in the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. But... can't talk much about it. It's not officially linked.
Yeah, we're trying to officially link it because it's pretty obvious that they're linked.
Yeah. I guess we just use this again?
I guess. I don't know what else to do.
Nope, not gonna work.
We read the case report that he gave?
No, I don't think that's there. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything. Yeah, okay. What the balls, man?
What else do they want?
I don't know, man. Yeah, so if we look, we don't have any of the other... we don't have the muffler that he showed, nor do we have the paperwork that he showed. We only have the switchblade.
Oh, so what's that right there?
This?
No. That.
The parking lot floor plans.
No, that.
The autopsy.
Oh. Well, let's look at that real quick.
We just did a moment ago. It's his name, date and time, the cause of death, and the assessment that was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. So... the murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. Given to Edgeworth. Goodman's ID. Yeah, I like... Neither do I.
And pressing does nothing.
We pressed on everything he said already. One of them, like, when we presented evidence, that was when we got the, information about the knife.
Okay.
But that was it.
Did we try the ticket?
I mean, no, but why would we? The parking ticket?
Yeah.
So? Alright, I mean...
just try it. Okay, I don't know what else to try.
No, there's no way. Your Honor, what do you think of this? I'm not sure I follow. It clearly contradicts. It does not. Overruled. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Okay, so it's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Alright, the time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? Is that where we present this? Nope, I guess not. Alright, I tried. The witness' statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I'll have to penalize you. Yep, also not how it works, but still. Time of the crime, 5:15. Let's go. I'm going backwards here. Detective was killed. What a mess. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Yeah, I hate this. Is it this again? Nope, still not. No, not in this one we did?
I don't know.
Witness statement is clearly faulty. Just, like... Okay, well, we only get one more of those.
You can't even like examine the blood that's on it, but
Nope.
it's possibly from an old murder anyway.
Right.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, there's nothing here that would help us, it seems.
Maybe the photo where you can... Oh, it's not an actual photo. I was gonna say where you can see the thing in the exhaust pipe.
Oh, no, that's just a thing they show us occasionally, yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna try one more thing and then just be wrong and fail, I suppose.
Maybe it's... No. I was gonna say the phone, but...
No. It's not officially linked to this here case, so... Is it... I'll try the autopsy report, and then if we're wrong, we're wrong. Nope, we're wrong. Okay. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. Blah, blah, blah. It clearly contradicts. Okay. We lose. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. The defense has failed to give the court sufficient reason to doubt the prosecution's claim. Which is definitely how it works. It's definitely that the defense didn't refute the prosecution's claim, not that the prosecution actually fully proved their case. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Hooray! Alright, let's see if I can quickly get back there, otherwise I'll go to the next episode, I guess. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, but...
Well, hold on.
What?
I don't know, maybe we'll get some sort of an inkling from this stuff of what to do.
No. Okay.
And I guess... I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just... None of this was helpful. This is just stupid. And then we skip through it, and... Okay. Very good. Here's the trial. We get to... Yeah. We know. Edgeworth's weird, and then the police chief shows up.
Which is also very weird.
Yep. Because he just stands there. He's got his game show entrance music.
It's an organ.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because he's wearing a cross that's gigantic. That's like a pseudo tie.
Yeah. There's just dead silence. Like, hurry the hell up.
I love how he like looks down, I guess.
Yes. Definitely. Okay. The muffler. Oh my god. Hurry up. The switchblade. Objection.
They wrapped the blade in the muffler and put it in the muffler.
Correct.
Okay.
Alright. So it's all admitted into evidence, although we don't get to use some of the other pieces, but... Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, it's going to do it for us, so it doesn't even do it the efficient way. Just have to wait. Here we go. Hey, look, it's SL9 too. Who would have ever known? Then we can also go here. Open the blade. They're all scared. Okay. Alright, here we go. Department in disorder. So all we have to do is present the SL9 thing to him. The paper. And it'll be fine. And then we'll be right back to where we left off. But my god, this took forever. To get back here, at least. Okay. Okay. Very good. We're on to the cross-examination.
Wow.
That was unnecessarily annoying. It's a knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. Oh, right. Wrong way. My bad. Okay. Mm-hmm. 6 minus 7S. Flip it upside down. I win? Okay.
Oh.
What?
It was listed as February 21st.
Yeah, which was the day of the crime.
I thought it was 2 days before the crime.
No, because February 22nd, if you remember, was the day that we were there investigating. Because I said it was my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today's the 23rd.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. So maybe this original case that the knife is from
Yeah.
also occurred on the same date, just years prior.
Okay. Why would that be relevant?
I don't know, maybe it means something about why these murders are correlated. Maybe maybe SL9 is also correlated.
Okay. But how does that... What...
I mean, it doesn't help us with this,
Okay.
but it just, I think, means something.
Okay. Okay. So, this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car.
Can we, but we pressed that? We can't press him on that?
That's what...
We
This
did
is
that
us
already.
pressing him on
Okay.
it. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Alright, so... Hard to think there isn't a connection there leads me to believe that there is, and this is what we have to present. But what? Is it the... That was a bad day. Weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Detective was killed. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. So this is where we were trying to present something to link the cases together. Did we check this? Does this have anything to do with anything at all?
Oh yeah, it's got old names on it.
Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here! It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow! One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have that kind of a ring to it. Okay.
It's too bad we can't look closer at what those names are, because maybe that would tell us something about...
But obviously it doesn't, because otherwise they would, right?
Right.
Which is good, then. It doesn't distract us in that way.
Because I would think okay, maybe the reason why they're being killed is because, well, that's prosecutors, it's not detectives.
Yeah.
So.
Must be the victim's blood, either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Okay, so literally nothing of relevance there. Nothing else on this knife to speak of at all besides the blood, which we just looked at. Oh my god, I hate this.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's really bad.
Alright, I'm gonna look it up. Give me a moment. Alright, so I have not looked up all of it, but what I have seen is that when we pressed earlier, if we recall, we got to ask a question. So let's try that again. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Wright-o. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. So apparently we picked the wrong one and just were stuck, which I think is really stupid. Why wouldn't we have just lost? Like, why did we have to waste all that goddamn time? We want to know where the victim was found in the police department.
Okay.
So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy?
Okay.
We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. So then we just present the knife, because he said it already? Or we just are supposed to press on it? Are you kidding? Come on, fuck off. Okay. That's really stupid. Yes, it is officially linked. We just said that. Thank you. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say? Well, out with it, Wright-o. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
Duh.
Oh, God. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
You suck, dude.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information
fuck yourself.
Unofficially?
This dude sucks.
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
No, you clearly don't. I mean, this game definitely proves that.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's division, ID number, or gender.
The ID number will tell us exactly who it is. If we had some kind of a way of figuring out what the ID number was.
Which we
don't.
No, but we have
So,
Goodman's ID number. And the only way that it works is if theirs is exactly the same as Goodman's or like 1 point away or something like that. Then it becomes like helpful in that way, but there's no way to know that.
I don't think the correlation is let's kill all the G-named detectives.
Right.
Like,
no.
So I'm gonna say, if you can get rid of this,
Sorry.
the division.
Okay.
Because I think that's gonna be more important information.
Okay.
Because do we know what division Goodman was?
He's the detective, if I recall, right? They kept talking about it.
Well, this was a detective as well, so the division is...
Oh, he's an investigator. A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, and that's the ID number. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID, Yabadab. Yeah. See, wouldn't that be better? Yabadab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point, Teehee. It doesn't take much to amuse her. Yeah, no, this is a waste of time.
Okay, so that symbol was on the ID card as well. So
Yeah,
I
it's just
guess
the police
that's
department.
the police department's
Logo or whatever.
logo.
Sure.
Okay. Then you'd think it would be present on the blue guy somewhere.
The victim's division, his ID number, or sorry, I keep saying his, so there you go. The victim's division, the victim's ID number, or the victim's gender.
I think the gender is just such a, like, vague thing.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be either the ID number or the division. And if knowing the ID number's not going to help us because we have nothing to decode it,
Yeah.
then I think it's the division.
Let's give it a try. Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Aha! Criminal Affairs, Division 1. The detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide? That'd be the same division as Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. It's almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives. Except this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. That's not scientific at all. You just used the word simultaneously. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. We already...
But this isn't actually the knife used to kill anyone in either his case or our case, then.
Well, we don't have any information about the other guy, so you don't know if he was killed with a knife.
But they were killed the same time.
Oh, right, and it was in the
this one was in the
tailpipe. No, you're right, you're right.
of the other location,
You're
so
right.
there's no way.
You're absolutely right.
Unless they didn't find it till like a day later, and the criminal went back to the scene of the crime and put it there. Like...
Right, I skipped past the last part, sorry. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name. Okay, so let's press again and see if we'll get the other questions answered. Tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Alright, so now we have the option, ID number or gender.
Nice. Okay, ID number.
Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is... 5842189. 5842189.
Wow.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right.
Amazing.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
Hell yeah, it does.
The ID number of the victim at the police department. 5842189. This tells me something or this tells me nothing. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness. Jesus. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
Oh, jeez. Ew.
What the fuck?
Why?
You know Edgeworth would be his date, too.
Ew, stop.
Okay, sorry. It would be butts instead.
Oh my god. Please. This is just so stupid and, like, prolonged for no reason.
Gotta get them butts on prom night, am I right?
Yeah.
No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Aw, see, they would be on a date together.
They're so cute.
The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho! Is it yours?
So, the person whose murder that we're trying to solve here isn't actually Goodman?
I have no idea what the issue is, whether they were issued the same number and it was like a mistaken identity thing, or they weren't sure and so they killed both of them just to be sure. Who the hell knows, man? It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Also, the judge is asking if the police ID card that we have is ours, because we're definitely in the police department.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not, evidence that was submitted
Correct.
to the fucking court.
Correct. No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney. Remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. The judge doesn't know why. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Mr. Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh! Ho ho ho! Sharp as a tack, Righto! Sharp as a tack!
I really want to slap this guy in the face. Like, I understand that you're the chief of police and you want to make sure that Righto is figuring stuff out here, but just fucking tell him the shit. You're a witness.
But wait! Detective Goodman is our victim! He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean? No.
Means our body's not Goodman.
What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? He looked real mean for that one splash image where he adjusted his tie. The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Yeah, look at that face. That's terrifying.
Yeah, he's up to some bullshit right
That
here.
is sick. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? I genuinely don't remember. Wait, aha! Oh, it was in Edgeworth's office?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. This guy.
Yeah.
Jesus. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Gah! Why? Didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna pretend that she just means that he struggles to complete his work tasks and move on from there and never speak of what she just said again. Everybody cool? We cool?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's do that.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Come on, dude. The fuck? This isn't even like a quirk. It's just dead goddamn silence. Let's go. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say unworthy? What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright?
We learned that there was only one.
No, there were two.
Oh,
they only
okay.
told us the first one. They never said the second.
Oh, okay.
Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
What?
The number of times that we've had completely fucking irrelevant evidence that then becomes relevant way later than it was presented.
Right.
Like, there's a fucking statue in evidence right now.
Right.
This has nothing to do with the case at all. But it's in evidence right now.
Yep. Yeah, because it's irrelevant. And you're only allowed to have irrelevant evidence. Because the witnesses have to pull relevant evidence out of their buttholes.
Yes, and not
that
tell you
would
where
not
it came
actually
from.
be submitted.
Correct. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. That's fair, but you still have to build a foundation for it in the room before it's actually accepted. You just have the evidence, like, of what you plan to bring as evidence, and so that your opposition knows. Anyway, this report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Ugh! The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! Did his hair air darken when he stepped back just then? Did you see that?
No.
Anyway. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. Ugh! I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really? You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. What?
That's definitely not true.
I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Oh my god. Alright, hell, this was a lot shorter than other episodes for this particular chapter, I guess you could call it.
Felt
has been
longer though.
Yeah, well, that's because we fucking stumbled around for no reason, because we just didn't get the right question. So, but he said one question only, so I didn't think to try to go back and do it, again.
Right.
But then if it was the wrong question, then why did it let us waffle around in there for so long?
Yeah, that's stupid.
That was frustrating. So anyway, that's the end of this particular episode. I will say this episode, in my opinion, less frustrating than the last one, but not by much. But the last episode was, infuriating. So this one, I wasn't as upset. It was annoying, but it wasn't as bad, personally. But that's us playing it. For you watching it, what did you think? Let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think of this chapter in general, this particular episode, especially compared to the last one. Please don't forget, we forgot to mention it earlier, but please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. You will get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, including the continuation of this series next week. We have other series on this channel. We have other channels linked down in the description box below, so definitely go check all that stuff out. We really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time and being here with us.
Yes.
For these episodes, and we hope you're enjoying. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe.
And I'm Amy.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.